Welcome to 23 Degrees Sideways. Let's see if the road noise isn't too bad on this one. I want to talk about co-ops for a moment. So I'm a big co-op fan. I'm also a very harsh critic. And while co-ops have been a large part of my life, I tend to find that they overstep their bounds, or they make odd decisions, and then they get very, very attached to them. It's almost like when you do a grocery store cooperative or a produce cooperative. There are CSA co-ops, and then there are CSAs that are not co-ops, whatever. Especially if it involves food, if you do a co-op, it's as if it develops its own emotional attachments. This actually goes for residential co-ops as well. It's almost as if the organism itself does. Part of this is due to the large degree of what they call consensus decision making, which is always full of emotional attachment and, social bullying, which I've described before. So I was once a member of a co-op. I'm a life member. I'm fully vested, but the Davis Food Co-op that would hire people to work full-time in the grocery store and then give them a non-member surcharge instead of the employee discount if they did not choose to purchase co-op membership. Now, this is only $20 a year. There's no big deal, but there's a principle to this that you're willing to take someone and have them work at your co-op. Specifically, this is a co-op, and then not have them be members of the co-op. And, I can understand if someone says, no, I really do not want to be a member of the co-op. I have an ideological or moral or ethical reason for not being a member. But I can't see the ethic of not granting an annual membership to everyone who works for you just as part of the hiring process. Yes, you can turn it down, but it's similar to I don't even know how to describe it. It's not like union membership, but this is a co-op. This is like a family, a social grouping. And so I would be, I broke the rules. I did actually work at that co-op at one point, and I would break the rules with this. There's no way I'm going to charge people a 5% non-member surcharge when they work with me and get paid by the co-op. Especially since we're dealing with a situation where this is Davis, California, which is not a low cost of living area, and you've got a co-op where people are advocating for living wage mandates in federal government, and then the board, the board of directors of the co-op, votes continuously to start people, floor persons, off at minimum wage in California, where even McDonald's cannot hire people at minimum wage. Talk about abusing the hippies. It's just, I could not. And then, a lot of these people have families, and they're working at the co-op specifically because of, ideological factors or whatever, or because it's an environment where you can get stoned at work, whatever it is. But not a very forgiving person when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm really not. I'm a very harsh critic of that kind of behavior. And it's the simple things like that really get me. So I'm a member of the co-op in Reno right now, and I like maintaining membership, but this is one where I'm up for renewal for the year, and I'm about to say no. Part of it has to do with the way they've handled the mask mandates and their refusal to open up facilities. Like, you can't use the bathroom. We're in November, okay? We figured this out, and you still can't use the bathroom at the co-op. And that's amazing. I can't deal with that very well as a personal issue. A little bit better for the subway. The other thing, and this is something I've complained about, but I can't get across to their heads, is the way they handle meat. So most of the prepackaged meat that is actually prepackaged, okay, so they get meat from a lot of local farmers, and I'm a local farmer and I produce meat, and I think that's a fantastic thing, and that's why I am willing to go there and spend the extra money. But they handle it very oddly. One of the things that they do is they take the prepackaged meat. So if you go to a butcher shop and you do a cow and you get a bunch of paper wrapped packages, butcher paper, that's not prepackaged, that's cuts. So you'll have some of the larger farms in the area will do prepackaged meat. So, for example, Black Rock Buffalo, I think it's Black Rock, I don't remember the name. One of the companies that does bison pre-packages their ground bison. It's a 1 pound package of ground bison, and it comes out of their processing facility packaged like that. Okay, stuff like that is pre-packaged, pre-weighed. They do not put a label with a price on any of it at the co-op, and I ask the question, why can't you label this? I ask the question, how much is this? And then they always come up with some sort of answer like, well, it's this much per pound. They won't give you, this stuff has an SKU, it has a number, it has a little barcode, like, it's labeled. And then when you get up to check out, they always weigh it and put it in, and then there's always a problem with the TARE. TARE, T-A-R-E, and that's basically it's the difference between the weight of the stuff and the weight of the stuff plus packaging. You have to put a TARE in, and they don't put a TARE in, so you end up with a 1 pound package of ground bison that's actually 1.09 pounds, or something like that. Bison tips, that's $17.99 a pound, and it's a 1 pound package, but it comes up as 1.1 pounds. Now you're like, okay, 1.05 pounds, what's the big deal? 5/100ths of a pound. Well, the big deal is that you're paying $18 a pound for this stuff, $17 a pound, $12 a pound for the ground bison. All right, that's $1.20 if they're off by 1/10 of a pound, and the stuff is labeled 1 pound packages. The co-op is paying wholesale the package rate, not the weight. So they're charging me as a member of a cooperative extra money, and it's $5, $10, $15 every time I go in there, once or twice a month, of extra charges because of weight differences and the TARE. That's wrong. That's functionally wrong. And I'm at the point right now where, as much as I hate the idea of not being a member of a co-op, I'm about to check out, not do it. Because I can't get the people at the register to acknowledge that I have a concern. So I can't get them to acknowledge that these problems exist, okay? Like, what is a TARE? And this isn't something where I don't know what I'm talking about. I have worked at co-ops. I've been a volunteer at co-ops. I've done paperwork at co-ops. I have actually checked. We did a monthly check at one co-op of the weight of the empty containers for the bulk food section. So you knew what to put in as a TARE. Okay, because sometimes manufacturers would change or something about something would change. So you updated it once a month. No big deal. 10 minutes, someone just signs it off in the book. You know, it's just like checking your jet fuel, man. You take a sample of your jet fuel. Not a big deal. That's a Navy thing. So where do I go with this? Like, what do I want to do? How important is it? Well, it's a couple $100s a year important, and to me, you know, it's not like they're saying, hey, suck it up, pay a little extra so that we can give the money to Toys for Tots or the local food bank. That's not how it's working. They're literally just taking my money. And I really can't abide that. This is one of those things where the dude does not abide. So, thought I'd talk about that. One of the key elements here, just to finish off the video, is that this sort of thing is endemic to co-ops and communes. I've run into this every time I've been involved, and you know, there's a part where if I minimize the involvement, I don't have to deal with it. I can kind of like just blink and let it go. But you know, like there was a point where this co-op in the summer they were just about at the point where they were making you do Black Lives Matter to walk in the store. It was really getting close there. There was a lot of stuff going on. I can't do that. I can't have, like, you have to do the oath of fealty to come in. You can't. That's not good, man. And there's always something like this with a co-op, and with this one, it's an inability to understand cheating the members. You know, it's an inability to put to put together the economic logic chain of you pay this much, you charge this much. Why are you charging extra to a member of a co-op? This isn't, you know, this is the idea of morality in business, because a co-op is supposed to be a business that is more moral because it's owned, run by the members for the members. It's not primarily for profit, and so this is bad, just flat out bad. And that's all I got for you. How do you avoid that? How do you get rid of that problem? Stay sideways. Have a good one.